Okay, everybody, we're getting into the X-linked traits. This is the meat of Chapter 4. Let's have at it. This is fruit flies, talking about X-linked traits. As you can see, or not, as the case may be. Let's zoom in, shall we? What does reciprocal mean? Anyone? Anyone? Reciprocal. Switching sides, essentially. Doing the exact opposite cross. In this case, the female here is red-eyed, and over here the male is red-eyed. Trying to determine if you get the same result from the reciprocal cross. Notice we denote X-linked traits with an X superscore item, either plus for wild type or a letter for the mutant. So all fruit fly or Drosophila genes are named after the mutant. So wild type they just denote as a plus. And it's a superscript on the X. Notice Y does not have a superscript because that allele does not exist on the Y. This is that hemizygous. So here the female would be the mutant, and the mutant is recessive. Most mutations are, especially in fruit flies. It's different in humans. Fruit flies, the mutants are always recessive. The male only has one wild type. Looks wild type has to have both mutants to be mutant. What do we see? Right, here's our gametes. The female can only give up an X with the wild type, that's all she has. X and Y. X with the mutant, that's all she has. Wild type and a Y. What do we see in the F1 generation? Heterozygous female, hemizygous male. Heterozygous female, hemizygous male. What gametes can they give up? Right, she's got a wild type and a mutant. Just a wild type and a wild type mutant, mutant. What do we get in the F2? And looky here, it is different. Two X's together. Red-eyed wild type female, X and a Y. Right, wild type is red, red-eyed male. X and a wild type X, mutant X. Heterozygous dominant, right, normal, and a wide-eyed male. If you switch these, heterozygous, red-eyed female, red-eyed male, wide-eyed female, wide-eyed male. These are not the same as these. So you cannot do a reciprocal cross if they're X-linked. Alright. Makes sense? I hope so. Okay, I don't care. We're not doing this. But you can answer it. But we're not uploading. Okay. Now we are talking here about humans. So we can do the flies, and you should be able to. There's going to be lots and lots of problems. Please practice them. Again, normal vision female, showing that as wild type. Colorblind male, right? The mutant C for colorblind. Parental generation, right? That means she's homozygous. He's always going to be hemizygous because it's an X-linked trait not found on the Y. All the gametes, which you'd only need to express once down here. You don't need the other half of the box, the Punnett square. The X, boink there, Y, boink there. Half are going to have normal color vision female, but they will be carriers of that mutation. Half will be normal vision males. If we did the reciprocal cross in the P generation, right? Again, homozygous colorblind. That's the only way the females would be colorblind is if they're both. They're heterozygous if they have a plus and a C. What would that be? If they were this, what's their phenotype? Yeah, normal. Normal carrier. Carriers are those that look normal but have a mutant allele. Carriers must be heterozygous, always, by definition. So we see the male, he has normal vision. His Y, she can only give up a mutant, normal color vision female, heterozygous, colorblind male. Here's some other examples of Betty and Bill and their gametes and what you would get. You guys need to practice this. Make sure you know how to denote wild type mutant, mutant Y, how you make the gametes. Look, this guy's putting Betty on top. And Bill down here. And it doesn't matter if they're along the top of the side. We could put them down this side if we want to. Phenotype, genotype. So let's play a little game. Well, it's not really a game. Let's just have you tell me what are the phenotypes and genotypes of this guy. And what the heck? Let's do an iPad upload. Because then I need to see who's actually listening to these like they're supposed to. And the other one was number 6, so this will be number 7 on September 15th from this tutorial. So what do we think? What is the phenotypes? Ratio. Phenotypic ratio is, and genotypic ratio. And then somebody remind me in class to tell you the answers. Good one, Malone. Well, let's take a look at this. Hemophilia. Reduced blood clotting, X-linked recessive disease in humans. A woman with hemophilia mates with a man who exhibits normal blood clotting. What is the probability that their child will have hemophilia? Holy crap, people, what are we going to do? We're not going to panic, number one. We're going to look at the problem, and we're going to figure it out. So first we're going to say, hemophilia X-linked recessive. What does X-linked recessive mean? Has to be an X, and it's hemophilia. We'll give it a little H. A woman with hemophilia. What does her genotype have to be if she's a woman with hemophilia? Can she be this? No. What if I denoted it like that? No! Stop it, Malone. Has to be that. If it's recessive and X-linked, the only way to show the trait is to be homozygous recessive. So this is the mom, or the woman, pardon me, mates, with a man who exhibits normal blood clotting. Okay, we know he's a man, so he has to have a Y. What about his X? Does he have to have a plus, a little h, a big H? Well, it could be a plus or a big H. I'm going to use a big H because the pluses seem to just throw people for a loop. They always do that with Drosophila, but we're just going to use our regular notation for humans. Then we're going to do this cross. And we're going to make our little happy Punnett square. We're going to put the guy up here. We're going to put the missus down here. And we are going to draw our squares. So what do these guys look like? Well, first we have to tell you they're female, 2 X's, and they're hetero. So what does that mean? If they're hetero, that means they're normal. But they are also a carrier because they have that bad allele right there. They could pass it to their offspring. They don't show the trait. They're fine, but they can always pass that on. What about the boys? Right, we know these are boys because they have an X and a Y. They both have a little H. What does that mean? They both have hemophilia. Right? So the boys have hemophilia, the girls do not. Y-link characteristics, there's not a whole lot of them. SRY. Okay, this is our last slide for this. This is just talking about how genes disappeared on the Y chromosome. That's why there's not so many Y-linked. Y is a little guy, lots of X-linked. And there you have it. Those are the traits. Please do the uploads. Please, please, please do the homework problems. We have this. Good job, guys.